Following the biggest extension in franchise history, the shocking truth has been revealed surrounding the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. contract extension. Some new reports have dropped revealing some wild details as it pertains to both the contract itself, but also some wild things that are to come next for the Toronto Blue Jays. We're going to break that down, discuss what it means going forward, as well as a new report that has dropped that provides some very wild information surrounding the negotiations behind the scenes. Before we get on all that, folks, if you're part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Jays content. Your guys' support has been absolutely unbelievable. Last night, we broke the signing on live stream. Feel free to check that out. We also had a video last night past midnight. We're keeping up to date with all the latest Jays news. Your guys' support has been unbelievable. But since that signing, a bunch of new reports have dropped. I promise to keep you guys up to date. Let's dive right into it now. Ton of different things here. Let's start with the extension itself. In case you somehow missed it, Vladdy and the Blue Jays have agreed on a $500 million deal, 14 years, pending a physical, according to an industry source. There's no deferred money in the looming deal, making it the second richest contract in terms of present value in the MLB. And the Jays play today, which is crazy. We'll probably have some comments come out from Ross and Vladdy himself later on in the day. We're going to keep you up to date with that and actually get you guys on a video for you guys on that, of course, covering it, as we always do. But ladies and gentlemen, some interesting details have been revealed. Now, obviously, this contract extension came out, and there's been a few new reports that have revealed that more moves are coming for the Toronto Blue Jays, and they're positioning themselves for something big. But before we get into that, this report dropped late last night, and this one is very interesting. And I want to dive into this and discuss what it means going forward before we dive into some of the reports itself from Ben Nicholson Smith. So Vladimir Guerrero Jr. gained $200 million plus by waiting a little more than a year. The Jays' offer before the 2024 season was $300 million, but after he posted a 940 OPS last year in 2024 and Juan Soto signed for $765, the landscape changed and he got $500 million. So this is very interesting and provides some very much needed context behind the scenes. This has now been confirmed 100% that the Jays had offered him $300 million after his down 2023 year. So for everybody out there who, and bear with me, I'm still dealing with a pretty bad cold here, but regardless of that, everybody out there who said that Ross Atkins didn't try to get a value deal, they clearly tried to get it done at around $300 million in 2020, in between the 2023 and 2024 season. And that means that after his 788 OPS year, the Jays tried to lock him up before that MVP caliber season last year at the $300 million threshold, but he declined. So the Jays did try to get some things done. Now, you can still argue that, of course, they tried to extend him before, they could have tried to after the 2021, after the 2022, whatever. But for this to come out is very interesting. And ultimately, Vladdy got paid. He saved himself $200 million, and he gained $200 million. But it is very interesting to see that it's been confirmed now that the actual report is out that he was offered a hefty contract after the worst season of his professional career. So that is very interesting. And let me know down below what your thoughts are on that. It is kind of shed some light on the front office, and they ultimately got the job done, and I'm very happy that they were able to do that. But I want to dive into some of these tweets by Keegan Matheson before we dive into a report from Ben Nicholson Smith and others. This is a seismic moment for the Blue Jays organization. This Vladimir Guerrero Jr. extension, resets the clock and positions them to continue their aggressive spending long term. It's over. Vladdy's staying in Toronto for good. This is big. And the second sentence there from Keegan is most important. This extension resets the clock and positions them to continue their aggressive spending long term. That's exactly what this deal is about. And the real reason they made this deal is not only to have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. himself in Toronto for the next 14 years, to build around him, all these different things. I guess the next 15 years, his extension kicks in next year. But to keep him long-term opens up the doors to a million possibilities. You have 15 more years now, including the season with him. You can now, every other free agent that's going to come out there, you are not going to go to Toronto if they didn't have a good core. This opens up the door for Bichette to return to Toronto now. He said he wants to play with Vladdy. He says he wants to win with Vladdy. It opens up the door for many other free agents in the future, even this upcoming offseason, after this season, of course, for them to join in free agency. All these different things. Having someone as loved as Vladdy who commits to Toronto, it opens up the door for so many more moves surrounding this team. You can see this here from Ben. $500 million is a huge number, but Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is a special player. He's younger than the reigning Rookie of the Year with elite bat speed and contact skills, MVP potential for years to come. This has the potential to be a big win for the Toronto Blue Jays, and this is the big part here. By signing him long-term, the Jays also commit to a direction. They'll now try to build around a homegrown superstar and win with him, plus Santander, Jimenez, and Kirk, instead of letting him test free agency and seeing what happens. They're positioning themselves now to continue each and every offseason to pursue the top-tier free agents. And obviously, it hurts that they missed out on Juan Soto. It hurts they missed out on all these guys. But the fact that they were going after those guys pointed the Blue Jays in a direction that is only up from here. You have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. extended now. Hopefully they go out and get Bichette extended. That's something that we'll dive into in a minute in a future video as well. But regardless of that, you have now positioned yourselves. You have a nice, young, fairly young core with Kirk Jimenez, who's also young, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. You have a veteran in Santander who can really help. But regardless of that, you are now pointed in a competitive direction. You will be hopefully competitive over the next handful of seasons and over the next 10 years, and you can build around Vladimir Guerrero Jr. You can bring in pieces from the outside. If you let Vladdy walk, you are in no man's land. You're not going to find someone as good as Vladdy in free agency. But now this opens up the door for more moves to come for this team in the offseason, at the trade deadline to be aggressive. They are committed to winning. And Mark, Ross, Ed Rogers, all these guys got it done. And it is a huge relief. But not only that, the fact that they were willing to spend $500 million with no deferrals, so equal to $550 to $600 million after deferrals, goes to show that not only are they committed to Vladdy, they're going to be committed going forward to huge blockbuster free agents, whether that's Kyle Tucker this upcoming offseason, whether that was Juan Soto last year, Shohei Ohtani the year before, even Roki Sasaki, who wasn't necessarily, he didn't cost a ton of money, but they were going out of their way to pursue the top level free agents. It is a fantastic sign. You can see this here. This is bigger than Vladdy. This is from Keegan Matheson. The end of the 2025 season felt like a potential off-ramp if this didn't go well. Bichette's a free agent, and Chris Bassett is too. At the end of 2026, Gausman and Varsho are free agents, while Berríos holds a player option. A poor season this year could have drastically altered the trajectory of the franchise, but that's the beauty of extending Guerrero. Now the pedal has to stay on the floor. It's the only option. While Guerrero's 25 season isn't off to a hot start, he reestablished himself, I'm very sick, as one of the most feared hitters in the MLB. This is what the extension makes all the sense in the world. He's grown up with this organization, all the way from his young prospect days, his babyface prospect days, to now one of the best hitters in baseball, if he can continue to hopefully replicate what it was before. But to go from what we saw with Vladdy, I remember watching his first game of the year, first game of his career, being super excited. Now, he was meant for Toronto. He is the guy. Go out and get your jerseys. This is the guy that we're going to build around going forward, and the pedal is down all the way, and hopefully that leads to a Bichette extension as well, because you get both those guys, you build around that, you get some other players in. We saw in 2021 what it can happen in the regular season if you build guys around him. Obviously, they didn't make the playoffs that year, the biggest what-if in a while. You go out there, you take the guy, the babyface 16-year-old that came into the MLB following his father and has turned into one of the best hitters in baseball. You take that, you take the $500 million deal, and you push it down. You keep going. Put the pedal to the gas. More moves are to come. And as the schedule looks ahead for the Jays in this upcoming few weeks, they obviously lost both games of the Mets. Let's see if Vladimir Guerrero Jr. home run to let things open up in tonight's game. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll wrap it up. The Jays are doing more moves. More things are coming. The truth has been revealed. Your guys' support has been absolutely unbelievable. And man, oh man, to see him come from that 16-year-old now to getting $500 million, crazy. The Jays are locked in, and hopefully they can continue to build around the superstar.